Hey, look at I did it right. Woo. All right, good friends, good games. Episode 29. It is October 7th. We're only half an hour late this time. How about that?
Yes, but that last time was my fault, so I have to apologize. So that's
I don't know what being half an hour late is. I'm usually like an hour late.
So you're like Leonardo DiCaprio. You're like, I don't know what winning an Oscar feels like. I've never been this
No,
early.
I am Gandalf. I arrive when I intend
okay.
to.
You're Gandalf, huh?
Only when the time has come.
We have a dude at work. We call him Gandalf because he's like an IT fucking wizard. And he
Oh.
also has a Gandalf beard.
Nice.
Okay.
This guy, I think this guy has just done everything in IT humanly possible. And the scary part is he's only like a couple years older than me, but he's done everything.
Oh,
And we just call him Gandalf. I could ask him anything, and if he doesn't know, he will figure it out in like minutes.
damn.
It's insane. It's literally insane. He is a wealth of knowledge. I will hire him.
So basically, if I have a question to you, Eric, and then you don't know the answer, you can probably ask him, and he'll know the answer.
If it is networking and like IT related like stuff, yeah, he'd probably figure it out.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. If you are listening to us on Spotify, Apple, whatever your podcast's choice is, we appreciate you. If you're watching us on Twitch TV, thank you again. All right. It is a 3-piece today. Everest had to step out for a last minute thing, and she won't be with us today. So it's basically boys. It's COD with the boys today.
It's
the
cock
Good
time.
Men, Good Games podcast.
Yeah, good men, good games. Mm-hmm. COD with the boys. All right, we got Dill. We got Zenith. Yeah, we got COD. What did you think I said, Morgan?
Cock.
I'm staring at you, Morgan. What did you think I said?
Cock.
Are we past the 90-second mark? God, I hope so.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is how we get demonetized. Like that's why, like, for like a little while, people were having like YouTube videos where you were not allowed to swear within the first 90 seconds. You're not allowed to fucking swear within the first fucking 90 seconds.
Shit.
Is that not a thing anymore? Like, I thought that was why
I think it's still a thing.
Oh, okay.
I think it might still be a thing, but I don't know. They keep changing their rules the whole time.
Well, we might have violated because, well, I don't know. Okay, let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Is cock actually a bad word? Like, does it violate the thing? Because I could be very well talking about the rooster.
I mean, it's more vulgar than penis if you're putting it in that perspective, I guess.
Right, but like YouTube's not gonna. I don't know. It's YouTube we're talking. YouTube's not gonna necessarily be like, oh, he said penis, cut off his monetization because he said penis in 90 seconds.
Just cut off my monetization, not these two.
That's not all we're gonna cut off.
I will cross my legs then.
Tuck it back. Zenith's just sitting here like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Yes.
The cockening.
You know, I don't get it. Zenith used to be the instigator of all these conversations like this.
Now I am.
Now Dill is.
How you see, I've been gaslighting you all along. I was never responsible for this. And I'm going to make you feel guilty now that everyone knows that Dill is responsible for this. I am the responsible one.
Well, we're going to talk about some of your Pokemon adventures in a minute here.
Oh, don't fucking bring that up just yet.
Not yet.
There was plenty of that going on, let me tell you.
Gardevoirs with, an effective thirst trap.
He went the Gardevoir approach, did.
Oh, God. All right, well, save that for a minute. Save that for a minute. We're going to build up to your adventures in a moment here. All right, so what have you boys been up to? Dill, what do you got going on?
Not much really since last time, obviously, because last time I talked about the Sonic Sympathy thing that I went to. This time around, not much. Got heavily back into gaming, obviously. Managed to get through a few things. I did have a massive like earache over the last 2 days though, which is now since calmed down, which is wasn't great.
Wait, was this post the Sonic thing?
No, it was like I think it was like recently. I had a cold like last month, and I think it's like built up something in my ear, and in the last like in the last like week, my ear started feeling quite like full and stuff like that, and then like the last 2 days I've had pain, so I've had to like get eardrops and like pain medication basically for it yesterday because it was getting really bad. Yeah,
Jesus, man.
So
I never had a lot of earaches as a kid. My ears just got destroyed from music and concerts.
I didn't
and
really have a lot growing up. It's just like more, I think, recently it's been happening. I don't know why. Every time I get a cold, basically, like I also get like an ear problem, pretty much.
Yeah, it tends to happen.
Yeah.
So you've been playing a lot of games. Your post Sonic excitement.
Post-Sonic. I've also I bought the Sonic merch store did go up, and me and my friend got exclusive access to it. So I bought everything except for the bag, because the bag was like one of those like, you know, cloth like bags that I saw one of them like at the center.
You're talking about the what do they call them? Like the tote bags, like the ones you get like at the grocery store or whatever.
I'm not a big fan of those bags, so I didn't buy that. Everything else though, I bought like a poster, a hat, a jumper, a shirt.
I'm sorry, you said a jumper?
Yeah. Okay, like, a sweater.
I thought you bought
like a butt flap.
A sweater in America. It's all right. I'm not in American mode here. Sweater.
You guys call it a jumper.
We call it a jumper. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like a jumper here is you remember those like cartoon pajamas where it's got like the little butt flap where you can kind of like shit while still wearing your pajamas.
Yeah, dude.
You know, onesie.
Yeah, it's the pajamas with the Dookie door.
Yeah, onesie.
The Dookie door. Yeah, you dropped that bad boy down.
We already have our podcast name already. There we go.
Dookie door.
Dookie door.
But yeah, I bought all that. That cost me quite a bit, but they did have a 25% off code, so I got like 25% off as an apology for not being able to buy any merch at the place.
Wait, if we were a rock band, I am so sorry for continuing on with this joke. If we were a rock band, we would call ourselves 3 Dookie Doors Down.
Oh my god,
that works. Yes. But yeah, so I got the merch, and I finally purchased the Marvel Spider-Man 2 on pre-order as well.
Oh yeah, you got the 19 inches of Venom, huh?
I did. It'll be on its way on my doorstep on the 20th.
Nice.
Yeah. So finally came and bought it.
Someone came in right now. They're like, I just came in and heard Dookie.
We're offering Dookie cookies.
The Dookie is here.
Jesus, that's funny. Dill.
Yeah.
For those just coming in or just starting now, Dill purchased a onesie and like, but they refer to a onesie as a hoodie basically or something like that. Like their version.
No, you're getting the missing. You see what Eric's doing here, chat, is spreading misinformation, and we don't stand for that here, do we?
You know what? You're right, Dill. Because when I first showed the massager on the podcast, Eric's like, "Oh, it's the back scratcher." No, it's a fucking massager.
Yes.
And now everyone's been saying, "Hey, what happened to your back scratcher?" It's like, it's not a back scratcher. It's phallic.
It's You're right. It's not a back scratcher because the little balls don't have the prickly things on it. So
it's not accurate to the endowment then.
Yeah. So Eric's a proud spreader of misinformation.
Yeah.
You know what? This is my show. This is my little space on the internet.
It's not a onesie that I purchased. It's a sweater, as you call it in the American land.
Okay. In America, sweater is literally like, you know, cashmere or whatever, you know.
Yes.
Without the hoodie. You also have like a crew neck sweater.
So what do you call a one with a hood then?
We call those hoodies.
Oh, hoodies. Okay.
Yeah. So the ones with the hoodies.
Okay, then it's a hoodie.
Okay. Yeah. So we call those hoodies, and then if it has the zip with the hoodie, we call those zip up hoodies.
See, I just call that a jacket.
That's not even a fucking jacket.
Yeah, it's just a zip up one's such a jacket. That's a jacket.
Okay, I get what. Yes, I will indulge you. That is technically what it is. But yeah, we call it a zip up hoodie.
Yeah, that's that. So jacket, jumper, joggers, which you call sweatpants.
Okay, so sweatpants to us, specifically regular sweatpants, are like, the classic, like, 80s, 90s era,
Yeah.
baggy, quote unquote, sweatpants, right? The joggers are the ones that are sweatpants, but they have like a thinner leg cut, they're slimmer in the legs and stuff like that. We call those the jogger.
Yes. Well, I'm wearing it now.
Yeah. Most everything is joggers now, but now we're starting to get into that 90s grunge era where everything's getting baggy again.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, we call the hoodies are the sweatshirts with the hoodie on it. And then you have zip up hoodie. But yeah, to us, sweater is literally like a crew neck sweater or like a cashmere or whatever, a dressy sweater. That's a sweater.
Yeah.
I get it. I can see where you're saying that's just a jacket. But yeah, so you call, what is it again, Dill?
Which one?
The one you bought, the jumper. You call jumper, or you call hoodies jumpers.
Well, yeah.
See, so I am no longer spreading misinformation.
There you go.
So it's a jumper, yet you don't use your legs for it.
Right.
I don't. This is the way I was brought up. I don't know why it's called a jumper in my land.
You also call fucking French fries chips, which is fucking weird to me.
No. The reason why we call them chips is because chips are much thicker than French fries. The fries are like the skinnier ones. Chips are much bigger, like thicker size, potato-like fingers, basically.
And then you got potato chips, which you guys call crisps.
Crisps, yeah.
You know what? Canada's just easier to deal with, all right?
Not really. Canada is basically Britain light.
Is that true, Zenith? I don't want to spread any misinformation, but is that right?
Honestly, if you came here, you probably would not notice the difference, except maybe if you use
it's colder.
Well, maybe that. Well, if you came here, if Eric came here in the summer, Eric probably would not notice the difference because, like, when I was in parts of in California, like, we shared probably like the exact same accent.
Oh yeah,
because I've been to New York. I've been to Ohio. I've been to Michigan. I've been to Tennessee, Florida, probably a couple other places, but like I did spend much time in there to kind of like tell. And the accent that is closest to how we naturally speak over here are people from California.
Okay.
So
good.
The only thing is you'll probably be like, why is there a lot less fast food places?
Why is there so many Tim Hortons?
Yes.
I'm so mad. I am so mad about Tim Hortons. Pow showed me this.
I've been to Tim Hortons. We have Tim Hortons in Britain now.
Pow showed me this clip on Instagram, and it literally said like Tim Hortons cold brew is now at Walmart. I went to every Walmart within my driving distance here.
Is it not in the like your area?
It's in a Canadian Walmart. I didn't realize maybe it's in a Canadian Walmart.
Oh,
I didn't take that into consideration.
Terrible.
But I did go to a Costco business center. If you don't know what a Costco business center is, guys, it's Costco, but they cater more towards business oriented stuff. So like
it's where you can buy the big stuff, the big packs of stuff into it.
Right, like the big tubs of like salsa and stuff like that they use restaurants and things like that would use, right? Huge bulk. And they had a big old case of Tim Hortons coffee, but it was the K cups, and I do not have a K brewer. I also didn't realize I had the AC on, so sorry about that.
Oh.
I
didn't even notice.
Oh, okay. It might show up in my recording. We'll find out. But it should be. It shouldn't be a problem anymore now. But yeah, they had it in the and I don't have a K-Cup brewer, so I'm disappointed yet again. But I hear there's Tim Hortons coming to America.
So it hit Britain before it hit the US. Damn, we got it first.
What, the K-Cups?
Tim Hortons in general.
Oh,
wait, Tim Hortons not in America yet?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, it is. You go to anywhere in New York, like they have like lots of Tim Hortons there. I went to one when I was I was actually found one when I was in Cleveland.
Okay, so it's more in the western part of the US than it is in, I guess, then.
Well, it's actually in the east parts of the northeast part of the US. But more closer towards like the northern border.
Yeah, the further west you go, the less Tim Hortons you find.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the map thing is a little weird. It doesn't let me, like, I can't search for.
If there's going to be a Tim Hortons anywhere, it probably would gradually make its way to like California.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would hit LA at some point.
Yeah.
Well, Zenith's doing. I'm sorry, Dill seems to be doing well. Zenith, how are you doing? Has everything been settled and good?
Well, I got through first the rent pay. That was kind of scary because I just barely scraped by, but thanks to a good month with the community, managed to make it. And then I'm just working on doing things to try and get the next month all settled. But in the meantime, I've been very busy because aside from like streaming an awful lot in the last month, trying to like make up for lost time, I've been
filming
working on.
No,
I'm actually going to be helping out a friend, teaching her some computer stuff. And the great thing is, because she's disabled, but like the government allows her to pay for like a kind of like a support service. So meaning I get to teach her stuff, and she gets to pay me for it, but the government will pay her for on her, so that she doesn't end up paying for it, so that it doesn't take away from her ability to like afford groceries and rent.
So the government pays you basically to like help teach her how to use computer stuff.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing.
Interesting.
Next Friday, so that'll be cool. I have 2 Thanksgivings that I get to celebrate this weekend. It is Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. Tomorrow I am going to visit my my 2 friends, and their daughter's gonna be there, so it's gonna be fun and chaotic. And hopefully they allow me to cook, because I keep trying to help, but they're like, no, you need to stop there, Zenith. We're fine.
Okay.
And then the day afterwards, I'm going all the way up to go visit my brother Lee, and gonna have Thanksgiving over there, and hopefully both Thanksgivings give me enough leftovers I can take home. Because I've not been eating well since moving into this house.
Just take a case of leftovers. Just
take all the turkey that you can.
Cool. Okay, that's going to be my question here. So when you guys do Canadian Thanksgiving, is it basically the same stuff like we do here? Is it turkey, potatoes, like cranberry, all that jazz? Okay.
Yep,
do you guys do anything special? Do you guys do poutine on Thanksgiving?
No, because it's just a turkey, Thanksgiving, turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberries. I'm actually not the biggest cranberries unless it's a cranberry sauce.
The texture grosses me out.
Yeah, pumpkin pie. We get some really good local pumpkin pie up here, and or maybe like an apple crumble pie if I'm lucky.
Okay.
So pretty much like the exact same thing. The only thing is we don't throw out our Thanksgiving blessings one day and then just throw it out the fucking door the next day because, hey, it's Black Friday and gonna trample some small child to get a TV. So
hey, don't underestimate those sales. I need that TV.
I'm not thankful.
Yeah. I am thankful for these prices. Why?
I don't know. That doesn't happen Black Fridays here anymore.
Yeah, I know. It stopped happening because you guys have like Cyber Monday now.
Yeah,
where people just like do a lot of their shopping online.
Because like it was getting too ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But for a while, I was just like, what the fuck, guys? You celebrate Thanksgiving one day, then literally the next day you're like punching people in a Walmart because.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
thankfully,
Britain like copied that for like 2 years, and we got bored of it.
For as much as we complain about capitalism in America, we sure don't as hell do anything to discipline ourselves.
We love that tasty capitalism.
Yeah,
taste of it.
So that's also why like it's smart that like you have like more than one day to like get those like to take advantage of those big sales. Like that's why in Canada, like even though we get Boxing Day. So Boxing Day, if you don't know what it is, it's the day after Christmas, and that's another paid day off. So you get Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Those are 2 whole days off that we get. But a lot of companies will celebrate Boxing Week, so it'll be like the entire week up until like the end of New Year's Eve or New Year's. To try and like take advantage of like whatever sales like after all Christmas is all done and gone.
Yeah, we do that in the UK too, from like Boxing Day until I think near enough New Year, like the day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we don't.
There's always sales.
We don't have it as an official like holiday thing, but most retailers here will do big sales. Whoa! Oh, he zoomed in. Look at you.
Close
see that?
up Zen of those pretty blue eyes. Ooh.
Yeah, so like
Don't worry, I'm not doing anything illegal.
Oh no,
that did not look right at all. That did not look right at all. But we don't, like most retailers here will do like big sales like the week after Christmas because the gift cards and people do returns and all that kind of stuff and just buy shit they don't need. I try not to buy anything, but
I only do it or take part in it if there's something for a present that I want to get for someone, really. That's really all I do for if I'd say the sales and the deals and everything.
Yeah.
Ooh, another thing that I think that I actually completely forgot about that I was up to is I participated in a D&D campaign recently.
Oh, I saw that.
It was just a one-off. So have any of you guys ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
No, I've never played. I have coworkers that do.
So I participated in an Animal Crossing themed D&D campaign, and I played a very unintelligent gorilla with an intelligence stat of 4. When usually gorillas, their intelligence stat is actually supposed to be 6, but I decided to go with 4. So for about 2.5 hours, I took pleasure in being as dumb as possible to the point where I was smashing rocks with my head.
Damn.
Got to do it for Tom Nook.
Oh, Tom Nook must get paid.
Did you see the Animal Crossing Lego set?
Oh, I saw that.
Yes, actually.
I don't even like Animal Crossing, and I'm like, I kind of want this.
Did you show it to Pow yet? Pow will probably lose her mind.
Let's not tell Pow about these things.
Oh, I gotta send her things then.
You can go ahead and send her things. She better not come to me for it because I ain't paying for it. So
yeah, Zelda Lego I want.
I want the Millennium Falcon. 1, I don't have a place to put it, and then 2, I don't have the time to build it.
And 3, money.
Yeah, it's like $500.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like some of these are crazy. There's like they have the Millennium Falcon. What's the thing in that book I fucking hate? Gandalf, Lord of the Rings, Rivendell. I think it is. Is it Rivendell? Is that the world is that the world in Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway,
if Everest was here, Everest would be able to tell you, but I don't know.
Right, and then she would yell at me for not liking Lord of the Rings. But yeah, so like I think it's Rivendell. Anyway, they have the whole Rivendell set. They have the whole fucking Hogwarts like castle, and these things are like literally $500. It's like stupid expensive.
I remember the days when you go to the Lego store and it would just be a whole bunch of random Lego, and and the themes were kind of minimal and they were affordable. Now you go to Lego store and everything is just outpriced beyond belief. I mean, it's cool that people are still into Lego, but at the same time, holy fucking shit, they are gouging their customers.
It's an expensive hobby.
Here's what's interesting about it. I don't know if it's necessarily gouging, because there is a lot, and this is one of the things that's kind of starting to fascinate me. And I didn't think about it at the time, but my dad was also really fascinated. My dad was an engineer. He worked in like the engineering team for his office, right? So like anytime he would get something like Legos, he thought the engineering behind it was fascinating, because someone has to draw up and design this and put the pieces together. Like, it's an endeavor, right? So we are paying engineers to design these things. So that kind of fascinates me. He was also fascinated with like Transformers. Remember the Transformers toys, and they would like flip around and all that kind of thing? He was amazed by that stuff because someone had to design it. Like, how do we turn a big rig into a robot? Like, someone has to sit there at a desk and design it. And
how are we going to do it so that it doesn't break apart?
Yeah, it one shot. It's fascinating stuff. So I'm actually really fascinated with Legos now, and I go in and I look at all these sets and I'm like, these sets are incredible. And sometimes I'm very tempted to just buy one and like just go to town, but I'm like, I can't do it. Yeah, that's a different thing. Pow's doing her best to not buy Legos. Pow and I last weekend, I believe, we went to a small art gallery that was hosting a Last of Us 10-year anniversary exhibit.
Oh, that's cool.
So there was a lot of cool hand-drawn art, hand-painted art that was awesome. All Last of Us themed. It was very, very small, so there wasn't a lot, but a lot of great artwork for some artists there. You could buy prints. They had a tote bag that had like the Last of Us weapon designs on it and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. But they had a little interactive exhibit upstairs, and we went upstairs and they had this whole thing where they pretty much took all the lights out, and it was basically a campfire setting, and it had it had a replica of the table where you would customize the weapons and everything. And then they had the campsite, and there was Ellie's backpack and all this cool stuff. There was letters from Fedra and like warning papers from Fedra, which is the federal government that, was regulating the whole pandemic in the game.
Yeah.
And things of that stuff. And they had the Firefly writing on the wall in like blood and stuff like that. And it all was really, really well done. I'll put some pictures up after the pod so you could take a look. It was really great. I'm disappointed it wasn't bigger, but it was a lot of fun. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. And then Pow and I took a little trip to Jet Propulsion Laboratories. If you do not know what Jet Propulsion Laboratories is, they are a subsidiary of California Technical College in here in California, and they actually built the rovers for NASA. So they build like the Mars rover and all these cool not ships, but these cool rovers and other satellite devices and stuff like that go up to space. And their whole mission of Jet Propulsion Laboratories is they build these robots that go out into space. And their whole mission statement is basically to look for life on other planets or see if other planets are inhabitable. And I actually sat it's a national landmark. I sat in the original control room where they sent off the original Mars rovers. Cool. And you can see the guys down there working. It's still live and functioning. And Pow was in love because Pow, if you don't know, Pow is a very big space nerd. Like, she's into space, she's into rockets. We took her to the Science Museum and she saw the space shuttle, the shuttle Endeavour and stuff like that. And like, that just stuff blows her mind. Now I get to Jet Propulsion Laboratories, and one of the first things on my mind before I leave, I want to see what kind of toilet paper the government pays for.
Oh. Toilet paper exclusive to government paid.
So we went and we left some moon rocks in a NASA government building. And I can now mark that off my bucket list.
Nice.
No, but in all seriousness, it is a very, very cool building to the point where I consider, like, I wonder what it would take to work here. And it's very college campus like. We actually saw a I don't remember if it was a rover or if it was a satellite or something, but there is a device being built for a new mission coming up. So we were actually sitting above like the construction room where they were putting this thing together, and you get to watch the people build it and assemble it, and then the tour guide goes over it with you. Really, really cool. Fun stuff. Fun weekend. And on capitalism, I got suckered by Google.
Uh-oh.
We pre-ordered that Pixel 8.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to have a new phone on the way soon.
I almost bought that.
Did you almost buy one?
Well, probably not the Pixel 8, but the previous model. Because like they were waiting in my hands. They were like, ooh, get the shiny device.
Shiny.
Ooh, look how good it looks. Look at the camera. I'm just money.
I'm telling you, it's like used car salesman tactics, dude. They're like, oh, you buy the Pixel 8, right? You buy the Pixel 8, but tell you what, you buy the Pixel 8 Pro right now, we'll give you either the Pixel Watch or we'll give you the Buds for free. And I'm like, oh, well, now you're sweetening the deal.
You got suckered in by that?
Excuse you, I got a free watch worth $350.
So here's my stance on like the whole buying the e-watches and everything like that and stuff like that. They basically just do all the things that your phone do.
That's correct.
Yeah,
but
they're just like they're just mini
that.
Phones.
It's a $350 watch. You saved money, right?
No, I didn't save any money. This whole thing cost me money.
Exactly. That's the thing. Was when I got this phone right here, they offered for an extra, I think, like 20 quid on my contract to throw in the Apple Watch phone, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! No, I'm not having one of those piece of shit Apple Watches at all.
It's just totally funny because I was sitting there and I was like telling Pal, because I have a Samsung watch, and I was telling Pal, and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to give up on the Samsung watch, and I just want to go out and get like a real watch. You know, be grown up adult Eric and go get a real watch.
Yeah.
But then they're like, hey, we'll give you this Pixel watch for free. And I'm like,
Pixel watch.
Yeah, literally, they dangle it in front of your face. It's like the car dealer who's like, you buy this Ferrari, I'll give you the keychain for free. That's basically the equivalent of what I got suckered into, right? No, I was in the market for a phone anyway because my thing is up. So
yeah, I just don't like the smartwatch thing, the craze, because I don't think it has a real use, honestly.
It's a lot of it's gimmicky. I'll be honest with you. A lot of it's gimmicky. But I mean, the thing tells time. It tells time. I can tap it to pay for things.
So does the phone.
You know?
So does the phone.
Yeah. No, I know. I can tap it to pay for things and all that kind of stuff. So.
I just imagine you like in the grocery aisle, you're ready to pay for your groceries, and you just place your wrists on it thinking you're like fucking Tony Stark as you're checking out.
No, Tony Stark wouldn't even put his wrist on it. Tony Stark will literally just point his glasses directly at it and it would be paid.
Yeah,
I joked with...
Where's...
I joked with Pal one time.
You should have gotten some sunglasses with that, Eric. Why didn't you?
I joked with Pal one time where I said, hey, with the face, you know, you have to unlock your phone with your face. I was like, what if I put my phone in my pants and use that as the unlock? So like I'm in the grocery store to pay for my shit and I just shove my phone in my pants. They'll be like, sir, what are you doing? I'm unlocking my phone.
Mm-hmm.
No one would spoof my face. No one would. No Face Off here. You ever see Face Off?
Yeah.
Where they like cut off. I forget who it is. I think it's Nicolas Cage.
Cage and John Travolta, I believe it is.
Yeah. Morgan here says cannot unlock phone with PP. I beg to differ. Yeah.
Mine
has a crack, so I beg to differ.
Damn. That's powerful PP.
No, actually,
PP too powerful.
What's actually interesting is my phone got a bit of a crack from moving, but during the Animal Crossing one-off, I was kind of just like playing along with the joke. So we were like, "Here's your smartphone." I'm like, "How does this work?" So I smacked against my face and it made the crack on my phone worse.
Oh God.
Oh God. The mushroom stamp. Yeah, like put it on the fingerprint sensor.
Oh,
See if that unlocks your phone. Anyway. So yeah, that thing will be here in a week, and I fucking hate setting up new phones. I have like a million authenticators on my damn phone.
Yeah,
and like
that's the worst part.
And I have to go reset all of them for a new phone. I'm like, but I only do the phone every few years. I'm not like some of the people at work. There's literally people in our office that will buy the iPhone every year.
I'm
like, Jesus.
I've been getting like the latest iPhone for like the last like 10 plus years on the contracts that I get and stuff like that. Last time I was gonna get the new phone, I really just said like to myself, "Oh, I'm gonna go get the like the different phone instead completely over than an iPhone because I'm getting bored of the iPhone now at this point. I really am." But then I just thought, no, I'll stick with the iPhone and see how things go and stuff like that. And then the iPhone 15 released with all the issues which has been happening with it because like people are noticing that it's not as sturdy as the previous iPhone model, which, you know, they've never been sturdy beforehand, but it's like even worse where like cracks form a lot easier on it. The back camera gets like freaking fog inside of it and moisture and everything like that.
You are telling me that they cheaped out on materials and raised the price and sold it at a premium.
Pretty much a classic Apple move right there.
Yeah,
so like
that's so American.
I think honestly I might stick with this one and just get like a chip, or I might go for a different phone next time.
You can put a French fry in there
next time.
You can put a French fry in there?
SIM card.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to put a French fry in your phone. I'm like, I don't know how that'll help you, but go for it.
No, a chip. say the word chip.
Chip.
There you go.
Anyway, that's what we call fanatics, Eric. Yeah. I call it a cult. But there you go. Speaking of Apple, though, Pow and I went to an Apple store because Pow needed that little like auxiliary to lightning thing so she could hook up a mic for her vlogging. And they had a little class there, and all these cute little old people were learning how to use their Macs. And it was the most adorable thing ever. It's so cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God,
I respect it because it makes my life easier. It really does.
Yeah,
and any other IT person's life out there a lot easier.
I mean, Apple's now coming to like where Samsung was 10 years ago, basically, aren't they? So
yeah, it was quite the sight to see. It was kind of cute. They were like the husband and wife were doing it. They were all sitting there typing emails and stuff. It was adorable.
Cute. Did you see on the Apple Store though the Lightning C like USB-C port thing? They were selling that thing for $150.
Am I not fucking surprised?
For a cable. No, I wasn't surprised either.
They also made it look like they revolutionized USB-C and all they did was stick it on the fucking phone because they were forced to.
Yeah, literally forced by a European law.
Thank you for that, by the way, Europeans.
I know the EU has really been like giving Apple their ass, and
we really fucking appreciate it because it was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have to carry a bunch of different cables now for people.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, you heard that right.
Demi has what right?
Well, she heard $150 for a cable. That is correct.
Yeah, it's preposterous. And then they'll charge you like $20 for a lightning cable. I was like, go to hell.
Yeah. Literally,
or go to Marshall's for $5.
Apple could take this nut button right here. They could put their logo
Why
right on top
the fuck do you have a nut button?
Why do you think? And charge $120. Boom.
Well, now you have to press it. Right in front of the mic.
Nut. What? No, put it in the mic. Put it in the mic. Put it in the mic.
Nut.
No, it's just sounding awkward. I'm not even hearing it.
It sounds like you're milking the old man udder.
It sounds like a cat that's trying to throw up.
Hang on, let me turn it up in Discord. Turn up microphone to 100%.
Whoa.
Nut.
No.
I think you had a little too much fun with your nut button. It's dying.
I can hear it.
You keep telling yourself that.
You need to nut harder.
Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, the running for episode title is now Dookie Door and Nut Button.
Anyway.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It does sound like a wet fart. That's go fix your Discord sound. We don't need to hear that anymore.
I hope it shows up really well in Dill's recording, so that way, like, it's just crystal clear, and you just hear a whole bunch of nut.
That's gonna be the entire episode right there.
No, we don't need to flip the speaker towards the mic.
Nut.
Don't give him any ideas. Anyway, video games.
Don't ask me how much this costs, by the way.
Don't encourage him, people. All right. Oh, I forgot. We don't have any we don't have spotlights in the 3-panel here. Okay, anyway, Dill, video games.
Oh yes, video games. Which one do you want me to talk about first?
Well, what do you? Oh, I want to know how. I'm surprised you actually finished the Pokemon thing. I'm not gonna lie. You tortured yourself.
So am I. I give the Teal Mask a 5.5 out of 10.
Ooh.
Okay. Is the problem with the DLC, or is it the problem that the game is shit and you put more shit on top of shit?
Both.
Okay.
Apparently
Elaborate.
This update, this DLC makes the game even more broken.
The frame rate is even worse than the main game in the DLC. It's like the bugs are the same. There's not too many of them. The frame rate is the most awful thing about the DLC. Like, there are moments where the game actually slows down in itself. Not the character, the game itself will slow down in some parts of, like, the areas like in the DLC. And the DLC isn't even that big. Like, it's basically like a shrunken down version of, like, the main Paldea region. That's all it really is. It's like half the size of it.
And you paid $30 for this.
Well, I paid $30 for that, and also the part 2 as well, because part 2 will be coming out later this year too.
We just went on about how I got scammed about a cell phone. But you got scammed off on a DLC that you knew was
technically crappy. I didn't pay for it. My work paid for it because they gave me a voucher, basically, like a e-card. So I used that to pay for it.
So this Pokemon Game Freak company, they sound like a cult.
Which I have been a part of.
Did it come with a free watch?
No, it came with a nut button, actually. This is where I got this from.
What?
They must if the DLC came with the nut button, they probably were watching my my Pokemon Smasher Pass segment.
That's why I got it from. That's why I got this just for you.
Wait. The DLC did not come with a nut button.
Definitely came somewhere.
I want to go home.
The fuck?
Oh, I'm great at like just going off topic, aren't I?
No, we were on topic. You said you got this nut button with the DLC. That's what he said, right?
That did not happen.
That did not happen. I said nut. Oh,
did not happen.
So not only that, your work paid for this. So you realize now someone at your work's going to hear this, and they're never going to give you another gift card again because they know you like to just waste their money on shit.
I technically already got another gift card from them, but this is not for like buying things online. It's just for like go into like a pub that's owned by the company. So like I can literally like you only use it in a pub
that they own.
Yeah, that they own.
You got fucking pizza partied at work.
Yeah.
We fucking appreciate you, Dill. To show our appreciation, we're gonna give you this gift card that you can only use at our restaurants.
Yes, basically, because like Christmas, I got like a gift card that I could use on like any site, basically. But then at the last like team meeting that we had, where we were like discussing the new menu and sampling the new menu, they basically just gave us like he gave us all like gift cards as appreciation for like all our logo for the last like 6 months, and I'm like,
that is almost the equivalent. That is almost the equivalent of my last employer giving me a hall pass to use the bathroom for a good job.
Yeah,
for doing a good job.
Fucking, you got. I dig deeper, Dill. He's like, we appreciate all you done. I'm gonna give you this gift card to any one of our pubs. Like, it cost him nothing.
Yeah, I will probably use it though because
Well, you're gonna need it after this Pokemon DLC.
Oh yeah.
So. Okay, so you paid for this twice.
Gameplay-wise, yeah. So I haven't paid for it twice. I paid for the entire bundle DLC.
Okay, continue.
Part 1, Part 2. Gameplay-wise, as I said, it runs like 50-50. It will either run or it will like go really slow and everything like that. The new Pokemon are pretty good. Like the design-wise, the new Pokemon that they introduced into the DLC are very good. I liked all of them. They were all quite pretty cool and they have like really nice names. The story was meh. Like the story was okay. It was passable. Like it was fine. It wasn't like the story was just basically like a sibling what's the word I'm looking for? Sibling discourse, basically, where like a brother and sister were like constantly arguing with each other and everything like that. One's more shy, intimidated. One's more shy. One's more like extroverted, and the sister, she was a bitch. Like she was a full on bitch to like her
Tell us
brother.
how you feel.
Yeah.
Tell us how you feel.
Like the sister was a full on bitch to her. Like full on like backhanded compliments, like gaslighting, like the whole lot, basically. And like, I felt sorry for the younger brother throughout the entire time because he was like he wants to prove himself, he wants to be powerful and everything like that. And then like every time he comes to me, he wants to battle me, and I'm just like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I'm going to kick your ass. I've got like a full like level 100 team. And I just end up feeling sorry and everything like that after a while.
This is like,
damn.
This is like the last game where the dude just wanted to fight you everywhere. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to go to the Pokestop. Let me fight you.
And then the sister also wanted to battle me as well a bunch of times. And I was just like, okay, fine, I'll kick your ass. I don't care. I don't really care about you.
Okay, let's be real here then. Okay, so the performance issues with this stuff, right?
Yes.
This DLC. Is this a problem with the game, or is this actually a limitation of the Switch? I feel it's the game.
I think it's both. I think it's both because Tears of the Kingdom is an example of a game that they worked on heavily to make sure it ran on this hardware, even though the hardware was 6 years old and it wasn't perfect. There was still some like pixelations and some issues in the game.
Yeah.
But they made it to work as best as it probably possibly could. Pokemon had half that time, basically, with Scarlet and Violet. Like, less than half that time, in fact.
They could have had more time, but...
They could have had more time, but because of the way that, like, Pokemon work with their merchandise and their trading cards, their animated series, which they make more of their money on, that's why it's like every 3 or 4 years we get a new gen, because they gotta make that money, you know?
But they're doing a new Pokemon game almost every year, right? Am I wrong? I could have sworn it's like almost every year.
They kind of broke that cycle when they got into the Switch because they've been doing like a pattern of where they've been doing remake, new game, DLC for said game, remake, new game, DLC for the new game, basically. That's the new pattern they've been doing. The only exception, though, was when they introduced Legends Arceus, which I think, honestly, has been their strongest title in the Switch era so far, in my personal opinion. Like,
I honestly enjoyed it more than Sword and Shield.
I agree. I did too. I thought Legends Arceus was an incredibly, very much great experimental game that they made, and I truly enjoyed it. I think the story was very solid. I thought the characters were all great. Volo in particular was one of my favorite characters because of like the plot twist with him and everything. That was fantastically well done. Scarlet and Violet had like a variation story where they had like multiple stories in one game. I think the one story that I really liked out of all of them was with Arven and his dog, because, you know, that was quite a nice little thing. The story in the Teal Mask was just like very simple. It was just basically, oh no, there's an ogre Pokemon that everyone hates. Oh, the ogre Pokemon was actually quite nice and cute. Turns out that the ogre Pokemon wasn't the bad guy. It was the trio of like misfit Pokemon that were like the bad people, and then you take down those Pokemon. Pretty much.
This just sounds bad. I'm sorry. This just sounds bad.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this. I'm like, this sounds bad.
Yeah. It sounds like they didn't really
try.
They pretty much geared it towards young children, where they're not going to give a shit because they're too small to comprehend, you know, quality.
But the thing that Pokemon needs to understand is their fan base is more like people who grew up with those games who are now in their like 20s and 30s rather than the kids at this point.
That's
even
what's
though they
hard.
are trying to cater to them. Mm-hmm.
That's what's hard.
That's why Legends Arceus is also a pretty nice step, because it actually was quite dark and you could take damage yourself, not just the Pokemon. Like, that was pretty cool. Like, as I said, Teal Mask, I give it a 5.5 just because I feel like it was like a lazy DLC release, basically. Like, it was just it was like passable, but like they can do better. They have done better in the past. So like, yeah
fair enough.
But what they need is more time. In my personal opinion, they need more time to work on these things rather than like the short period of time that they have.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Rant over.
Well, there you go. Pokemon the Violet Teal Mask. If you really want to torture yourself, go for it.
I mean, I beat it. I've completed the Pokedex in it. I'm done, basically. And I did that was like 15 hours of my life right there.
Don't worry, they'll suck you in on the next one. You'll be there day one. DLC. You'll be there day one, switch in hand.
I'm currently actually like editing the Teal Mask right now in my own spare time as well for my like video release and YouTube and stuff like that.
So you want to relive all this torture?
I already am. I'm already like part way through it.
We're looking at you with disgust right now, Dill.
Thank you.
As your friends, we're disappointed in you.
I hate myself too.
No, at least you're honest with yourself.
Hate me.
As long as you're honest with it. All right. Maybe
Suffering
this is
for
better.
content.
Maybe Sonic Frontiers served you a little bit better.
Oh
boy, here we go.
Okay. Sonic Frontiers, the Final Horizon DLC, was a great DLC. But it was the most challenging DLC I have played in a game. Facts.
Okay. My ears are perked.
Which is
What's
not
up
a
with
bad thing, because a lot of people's big complaint about Frontiers was that it was very easy, the main game. I think the developers heard them and were like, okay, you thought that was easy, huh? You thought that was easy. Let's do everything possible to make this the hardest DLC ever so that we have enough time frame between the release of DLC and Sonic Superstars. Shall we?
How many deaths did you get?
I didn't really keep count, honestly. I lost count.
Okay.
I will say, I posted this on my socials. In Sonic Frontiers, there are these things called cyberspaces where you can take part in these like course races, basically. We have an allotted time to complete the course, has been in previous Sonic games, with what like in worlds and stuff like that. I think I played about 3 or 4 of them. I think there are about 6 in total in the DLC. They are very hard. And not only that, there was one challenge that I did where I had to basically outrun a Shadow Tails, basically, which was like a clone copy of Tails, which was like racing me basically to the end. That took me nearly an hour.
Jesus.
Nearly an hour to beat one freaking challenge in one course, basically.
Were you doing this all on stream?
On stream, yeah. All on stream.
So people were watching you just lose your sanity for like an entire hour?
Yeah.
Can you send me the timestamp? I want to see the joy leave your face.
Not just an entire hour, like an entire like 3 streams worth of me playing Sonic Frontiers DLC, basically. Like I played Sonic Frontiers DLC for 3 streams. It took me about, I think, 10 to 15 hours of additional time on my save file. Good God!
Did From Software do this DLC?
Here's the thing as well. The enemies in the DLC were basically Dark Soul bosses. They would kill you without mercy. The damage that you did to them was minimal compared to the damage that they did to Sonic.
Does Sonic still do that whole thing where he like flies backwards and all his rings fall all over the place?
Yeah. Basically, if like one of them hit me, I lost half my rings.
Nice.
And so if you had like 400 rings, goodbye to 200 of them. And you only recover like 20 of them when you try and recover them back.
That's awesome.
Which is insane. Another thing as well was there are these, when you're players, so in this DLC you got to play as like all 4 characters: Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles, pretty much.
And Knuckles?
And Knuckles. So all of them are playable. All of them had their abilities that have been previously used in previous games. So Knuckles could glide. Tails had his X-Wing plane basically could use to fly around. Amy's new addition was that she had tarot cards, which could like allow her to glide across the map, which is pretty cool. Which has been shown in the comics but not shown in games, which is pretty cool. The thing is, though, the one complaint I have about all 3 of them was Knuckles. His glide feature, the camera angle is not great for it. It doesn't follow Knuckles very well.
Do you get the Idris Elba? Do you get the Idris Elba voice Knuckles in this game?
No, it's not Idris Elba in this one, I'm afraid. It's whoever's like normally voices Knuckles in like the games and stuff like that. But that was like one annoying thing about it. Another annoying thing too was that the tower trials with Sonic. So you know the game only
How big is this DLC?
It's like 10 to 15 hours.
What
at
the
least.
hell? What?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
So actually it was good DLC.
No, that's the thing. It's good DLC. Like it was like released 10 months after the main game was released, and it's really good quality DLC.
It's a whole ass extra game,
basically. And it was free. Like it was a free download.
What?
Yeah, it was a free update. Like they updated the game 3 times with new like features and game modes and stuff, and it was all awesome. And the tower trials in particular were quite challenging, not because of the trial itself, but actually getting up the towers was the challenging part. Because did you two remember the game Only Up? The game that was like its main focus was trying to get to the top, and if you fell, it went all the way back down to the bottom, and you couldn't save it at all anywhere. Like you had to like start all over again. Think of that, but basically in Sonic Frontiers DLC as tower trials. Basically.
Interesting.
That's what it was. And the thing is, a lot of people can make similarities between Only Up and the tower trials climbing. The developer themselves said they watched the Only Up streams and were like, this is a good idea. Let's put this in the game.
They must have been like, you know what? You complained about our games for so long. You make fun of us. You keep drawing like very questionable art about our characters.
Yeah.
So you know what? We're gonna do this for free. Don't worry. We got you.
Yeah.
but we are gonna step on your nuts. We are gonna fucking
Literally
take a lighter fluid, shove it up your ass, and then expose your ass to an oven. And we're gonna shove some fire ants down your throat, and hope that that finally, when they escape your body system, it ignites that lighter fluid that's currently so deeply entrenched in your ass, and we're gonna make you feel pain.
Yeah, this is rough.
They couldn't do that as a full title for the DLC. For they thought the Final Horizons DLC was like, just fit it all well.
They had to cut it short. It's literally just Sonic and Tails up your ass.
Yeah. Someone probably got Rule 34 out of that somewhere.
Okay, so as Dill said, the DLC is free, but right now Sonic Frontiers is $59.99.
I will say also the final boss in the game, I had to get help for the final boss in the game as well in the DLC.
Okay.
Because it was someone in my chat who came in and was like seeing that I was struggling, because you have to do a combination of attacks in order to actually beat the final boss. Otherwise, this weird tendril comes out of like a planet and will just heal it back up to full health after you take out the entire health bar, basically. So I had to get help for the final boss. But it was a hell of an ending. It was probably like one of the best endings I've seen in a Sonic game ever. It was the most hype ending as well, because Sonic basically got like a new form in this game that made it incredibly overpowered, like more powerful than Super Sonic, and it was insane. And the music was great. I give this DLC a 9 out of 10. Honestly,
I'm tempted to torture myself with this, and
I'd say give it a go. If you want an easier time though, put it on easy mode. Like, I will say that even easy mode is challenging.
But then Sonic won't be up my ass, so there we go.
I played it in hard mode.
I want Sonic, Tails,
recently.
and friends to be up my ass like you're a Doug Trio from Pokemon.
I played it on hard mode until the final 5th trial, basically, and then they threw out like every single main boss from the first game at me in one trial, and the downside of that is I only had 400 rings to beat all 3 bosses, basically. And in Super Sonic mode, it basically drains your rings, so you basically have 400 rings worth of time in Super Sonic mode to beat all of them, basically all 3 bosses. So, yeah.
After that, it actually really does sound good. I'm tempted if the game was not $60 at this point. If it was maybe it's a Black Friday. Maybe always a Black Friday. Yeah, maybe Black Friday comes around. I'll go and I'll grab this.
It basically now has somewhere between the DLC include has somewhere between 35 to 50 hours of content now.
God Lord. Okay.
Yeah, the DLCs and what were the DLCs?
You're getting 3 games for $60. That's actually not a bad deal.
And they release all these cool updates in 3 waves for free throughout a 10-month period, which is insane.
I feel like, you know what? I feel like a lot of companies can learn from this. Like,
that's W to Sega.
W to Sonic.
It's been a while.
That's great.
We all shit on them during the Sonic Frontiers, but that's a W.
That's a W. I will give it to them.
That's why I give this DLC a 9 out of 10.
All right, Dill, let's get straight to the point here. What do we give Starfield out of 10? That's not a number.
I don't know. A?
I mean, the only reason why I returned to Starfield for like one stream was because the one weird thing about the Sonic Frontiers, the Final Horizon DLC, is that it released at 1 a.m. UK time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern time. So like, I couldn't play it on the day it actually released, so I had to like play Starfield basically for a few hours because I didn't have anything else to play.
You had to play Starfield out of all the millions of games that you have.
Well,
you had to play
I did
Starfield.
a coin flip in my chat, and then the coin flip landed on like Starfield, so I was like, okay, we'll play Starfield.
Okay, so I stopped Starfield. Like maybe it's not for me at this right moment in time, and that's okay. Maybe we'll come back to it. Maybe they'll patch it. Maybe they'll do something.
it does scratch that itch, the questing itch, you know, like the whole like getting quests done itch in my brain. It does do that for me. It's not a game though that I like feel like I need to play all the time in order to finish it. It's a game that I can come back to every so once in a while and play it for a bit more, and then that's really it. That's my feelings on it.
It's,
you know,
it's not for me. I think just right at this moment in time, it's just not for me. It's not doing anything that's keeping me engaged.
No.
I'm not like intrigued by the story or anything around that. Like I understand the concept, you know. It's built to explore.
It's starting to intrigue me a bit more now that I've gotten further along into it. I will say that because there's something's like happened basically recently where like in the main story, which has like caused me a bit more of an interest, but I haven't returned to it since then. Like since that like day basically, which was like over a week ago or something.
I don't know. We'll give it a couple patches or whatever, and we'll see where it's at. I just feel like it's like I said this in the last episode. If you're really enjoying Starfield, then by all means enjoy Starfield.
Enjoy Starfield for sure.
Enjoy Starfield, right? Don't let my opinions deter you from it. I just think it's a game that just exists.
Pretty much.
It just exists. It was sold as this game that was going to fill this void and accomplish all these things, and it ended up being a game that just exists.
A lot of people that I know that were so deeply entrenched, that were playing Starfield when like the game came out, so I'd immediately either gone back to Baldur's Gate 3 or playing a whole bunch of other things.
Which reminds me, I got to buy a copy of Baldur's Gate 3 for reasons.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, so for reasons. So, yeah, it's just a game that's there. It's just a game that exists. I think my
next game that I want to check out is probably the DLC for Resident Evil 4 Remake next.
Oh, that came out, right?
Yeah, that came out.
I got to buy that.
Where you can play as the lovely Ada Wong.
I got to... oh, my God. I just saw that tone in your voice still. I heard that tone in your voice and I saw your face. Why do I feel like you're going to play the whole game crouching?
That's not Lady Dimitrescu.
You're going to play that whole game crouching, aren't you? You're going to do a crouching run.
I will play the whole game one-handed.
Yeah. Dill's just sitting there in his chair like during the stream. He's just like,
I'm joking.
Mommy.
Did you hear this? Did you just hear what he said?
No.
He said he was going to play the whole game one-handed.
On Twitch.
No, don't do... Well, that's not my account. I don't care.
Not on Twitch.
Don't do that here.
That's TOS.
He's putting the big in Big Dill. He's got a stiffy.
With the nut button. No.
I'm joking there. I'm joking.
Dill can go wreck his own Twitch career. That's his. Just don't do that on this channel. You can go do it on your own. I don't care what you do
this
there.
This is a savory channel where we talk about Christian stuff.
Here we charge for that content. So
Dill, if you get into some kind of relationship during the game with Ada Wong, you need to brand your channel as Big Dilf Gamer. Because you're married to Ada Wong. There you go.
I'm pretty sure Ada's more interested in Leon than me, honestly.
I see nothing Wong in that.
Wow.
Wow.
That's so Wong.
Oh my God.
Sorry to anyone from
this is the Wong place to be doing this.
Jesus Christ, it's getting worse.
Jeez, I need a drink. I need to crack open a cool Wong.
I forgot about the Resident Evil 4 DLC. I need to jump on that because Resident Evil 4 is fucking fantastic. Go play Resident Evil 4.
It is. I'm tempted to replay it, honestly.
All right, Zenith. You are doing... I lost the dock for a second. 1 second. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So Zenith's got more Baldur's Gate 3. Are we still doing the same run, or are we doing something different?
Still doing the same run. There is so many different things that like I can do, and I'm actually at like a weird crossroads with the game. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm just like, where do I go? What should I do? Should I really be continuing with this?
They're patching like the third act or something like that, right? Like it's still getting patched.
I'm not even on the third act.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, apparently you can get really lost in the first act. That's what I've been told.
How long to beat Baldur's Gate 3?
It's not surprisingly that long, like especially if you're someone that like has a clear mind of what you want to do. But like my problem is I want to do everything.
Yeah, this is
and I'm struggling to do that.
We're looking at 51 and a half hours for the main story and 140 hours for completionist. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Damn.
But it's beautiful. It's a lot of fun. I'm been having a fantastic time with it.
Okay, so
but
this is still your game of the year pick, right? Like,
yep.
I just got an echo back, and I'm not sure why.
Echo.
Everything fine?
It's not the Twitch window. Maybe I just bled into my earphone a little bit. Interesting. Like it, came out my head earplug and into.
I thought it meant actually bleeding. Like my ears are bleeding now.
No, not actual blood, but like bleed is when it it's loud enough to where your mic would pick it up. We'll be careful.
Okay.
So I forgot where I was going. Okay, so yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, that's your game of the year pick, right? Like that's what you're
Yeah,
or are we waiting
question.
for Super Mario Wonder?
I'm waiting for Mario.
No, it's not going to be my game of the year.
You don't think so?
I think it's going to be a great time. Yes, I'm going to have fun with it, but I'm not going to. But Baldur's Gate 3 is taking like a sledgehammer to the RPG industry and setting a new standard for a lot of like we're going to see a lot of games influenced by Baldur's Gate 3 in the future.
I believe that, yeah.
And
it's going to get it's going to have the Skyrim effect. It's going to affect a lot of games coming down the pipe.
Yeah, because like we had Skyrim, we had Breath of the Wild, we had I think Halo inspired like a new generation of shooters.
Halo 3,
The Last of Us. That was another one.
Last of Us was pretty good.
And
Dark Souls?
We have Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, another one.
Super Mario 64 back then. And then I guess maybe Stardew Valley.
We can't forget
Stardew
Final Fantasy 7. We really can't.
Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley inspired the whole cozy game kind of genre that's we're still seeing rippling effects. And then now we have Baldur's Gate, the latest industry defining experience. So yes, it is. Even if it released last year, it would still be my game of the year. That's how good it is.
Okay. So I mean, we know you don't have a PS5, but obviously we're gonna look at Spider-Man 2 together. So do you think Spider-Man 2 has any kind of chance?
So I think it will get picked for Game of the Year, but I don't think it will win it just purely because exclusivity. It won't reach everyone. That's my opinion there. I think it'll be great.
Well, Starfield's in the same boat.
Yeah, exactly. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is a better challenge because it is on multiple platforms compared to a lot of other games coming out that I think are also worthy Game of the Year. Tears of the Kingdom, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Starfield maybe on that list as well. That's the issue in my personal opinion in there.
Yeah.
It's the reason why God of War Ragnarok, I think, didn't get Game of the Year because Elden Ring was released on multiple platforms and also was released on a bigger time window than God of War Ragnarok.
Well, yeah, but then again, Elden Ring
was also had
special.
an iconic. Yes, it was. It had something special, and Spider-Man 2 is going to that's going to be a lot of people's Game of the Year, and and I don't fault them at all for for picking that. It's just I just feel that from how much of impact it's gonna have on the industry and how people have been just not just people but media's been really just enjoying it themselves. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is probably gonna win Game of the Year.
I think so too. I agree with you.
Probably the rightful one. I haven't even played this thing yet, and I'm already intrigued by everything it's doing.
Same. I'm like not super into D&D, but the dialogue, the story, the way that they like map everything really well. The small detailing in it as well is very iconic, honestly.
There's so many fun things that you could do that you wouldn't that the game you didn't think is possible, but is definitely just fun. For example, I think I mentioned this on a previous podcast. I snuck up on someone. He was standing on a box, and I pushed him off the box. He fell like something like 40, 50 feet, got seriously injured. He was upset about it, and I was in combat. And I just thought it'd be really funny. He's like, here, you can have your box back. So I threw the box at him and almost killed him.
Nice.
You know what?
I've taken out entire enemy camps just by being smart about things. It's like, hey, here you guys have been having a little too much alcohol. Would you mind if I just threw a little fire in?
So we're at, because I'm trying to plan out the rest of the year. Obviously, October 20th is Spider-Man.
Yep.
And then Super Mario Wonder is November something, right?
No, it's literally the same day as Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's gonna be the 20th. So next podcast, like I will be in my hands.
Of the Super Mario RPG remake, that's November.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that one I need to buy, but I don't need to play right away because I've played Super Mario RPG. But Super Mario Wonder and then okay, so I'm thinking. Okay, I've got an idea in my head. I think for the first, we're going to tackle, because I imagine Super Mario Wonder is not going to take that long to get through. That's probably a week, 2 weeks tops.
15 hours, maybe?
Yeah, I might have to play that game mostly, pretty much by myself.
Right. So, okay. So we're going to have to break it up somehow here because we're going to have two different forms of coverage here. So, okay. We'll worry about that. We'll talk about that. Okay. Because I'm trying to find out where we're going to fit in Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm thinking November.
Yeah.
Because we're technically off come the second week in November. So it is going to be November where we're going to go through Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, cool. But anyway, so Baldur's Gate 3, the talk of video games this year.
An idea that we could have is for a final podcast of the year, we could start Baldur's Gate like the week before so that we can hear your thoughts and opinions, like early thoughts and opinions, and then get back to it, like talk about our experiences on the very first podcast back once we're back from the break.
That's a good game plan. Okay, we will talk about that and we'll get it on the calendar. So you also doing a Tears of the Kingdom no paraglider run. How?
Splat.
How?
That's how I was doing it. Splat.
Splat. Lots and lots of splat. Well, probably not as much as I thought that I'd have at this point, because
if you do the splat on the ground, you're spawned back up in the air, right?
Unless if I have a fairy.
Oh.
And I am allowed to use fairies.
Okay.
But so what I did is the very first time I went down to the depths, I just flew down there. It's like, you know what? I know I'm gonna be a waste through a fairy, but then my Jack kind of just moaned and groaned at me. So it's like, fine, I'll go back down there a different way. So my playthrough, Tears of the Kingdom without a paraglider, is actually way more fun than I had with the original experience, because I have to go into shrines with a different mindset. Anytime, like there's this one where you have to build like a bit of a catapult to fly yourself over. The thing is, in the normal game, you just need to get yourself up in the air and then just paraglide over, and there you go, you've done beating the shrine. I have to get enough torque and make sure the catapult is long enough to launch me far enough to get myself to the other side. I ended up getting one-shotted as I landed, but I made it to the end of the shrine and I was able to beat it.
Nice.
But it counted as a splat. We actually have a splat counter for my playthrough.
Nice. So are you able to beat the game doing it without the paraglider?
We're still in the process of figuring that out, because you can do the dungeons. It's just I need to make sure that because right now I am struggling to try and get up Zonite because my battery, like I need it because otherwise I ain't getting anywhere.
How are you getting through the Toolin segment? Because the Toolin segment needs the paraglider.
That is going to be the very last dungeon that I do, because at that point I fully expect to have like so many fans, so many gliders, and so many.
Right, and you're building the building the tools because you get the quality of life improvement where it'll. Spoiler alert!
Because
we're about a month and 2 months into this game now. Spoiler: you do get a ability to automatically build things, assuming you have the supplies.
Oh yeah, I now have auto build. As a matter of fact, the way that I got down to the depths is take a glider. I attached 2 wheels to it as well as a steering stick, but also added a stabilizer so it must stay upright. And I just kind of just lightly bumped across the walls, and I landed safely without taking any damage. And my chat was just like, "What the fuck?"
Nice.
So,
while we're on the topic of Tears of the Kingdom, I am so fucking hooked. I'm so fucking hooked. So we made a lot of headway in Tears of the Kingdom. I did all of the newspaper missions.
Oh yeah.
I did all the newspaper missions, which were a lot of fun. They were actually a lot of fun. And then I started farming for I'm still having trouble with this because I think it's kind of annoying. I'm still farming like meats and all that kind of stuff so I can basically sell meat skewers for like large amounts of rupees and build up a rupee stock because I'm trying to buy the armors.
Okay.
Because like rupees are short supply in this game.
Oh yeah.
And the armor sets are ridiculously expensive. It's literally the equivalent of the U.S. economy right now. It's literal shit.
Right,
like you make no money, and the shit, everything's fucking expensive. So I'm like, I'm having to hoard and build, sell off all these foods to get these things. But, I made my way up to Death Mountain, and spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Spoiler.
Turn down, skip, whatever if you are not here or you are not at Death Mountain yet. I hit the segment where you have to take out the 3-headed rock dragon thing on the on the glider. That is one of the most fucking fantastic segments I've ever played in a Zelda game. That was just unbelievable. I did it on the train because I had to work in San Diego and I had a 3-hour train ride. I did this on the train and I was so giddy with fucking joy playing my Switch on the train.
You know, on a train?
Mm-hmm.
I did it using the gliders.
No, I'm sorry. No, I was sitting on a train, like I was working.
Oh,
like I was on a work trip. Yeah. I was on a work trip to San Diego, 3-hour train ride for a work trip.
Right.
And I just
that
did
makes
this.
more sense.
Yeah. I did this whole segment.
You were on the train, on like
the train segment was cool
segments.
too. Like I built up the thing with the fans and everything and shot up the Death Mountain on the train or the minecart. But like that glider segment where you take the 3-headed dragon thing on is so fucking good.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was literally so hooked on that whole segment while I was playing, and people like were looking around me on the train like, what the fuck's this guy's problem? But so fantastic. And then I was like, earlier, pre this segment, I was trying to get into the depths underneath the Lost Forest because, spoiler alert, hint, hint, if you know your lore.
Spoiler.
Yeah, if you know your lore, though, the Master Sword's always in the Lost Woods. So I'm like trying to get to the Lost Woods, but you can't walk into the Lost Woods anymore. You have to go from underneath.
It took me a while to figure that out, actually.
Same. Yeah.
I did not have the armor because it's like if I go down the closest depth, the depth hole, if I go down the closest hole to get to the depths where the Lost Woods are, you're in like high heat flame zone. So I was like, oh crap, I need another armor set, and that didn't work. So I went to Death Mountain, then I got to the Gorons and everything, and then I got the armor. But then I forget his name, but the king or the president, what was it? Yunobo, thank you. He went ahead and he took me into the depths, and then I would just dropped because I didn't think this would be the case, but the dungeon is in the depths.
Yep.
The fire dungeon is in the fucking depths of this game.
In the volcano, basically.
And I was like, wow. What a fucking amazing way to get you like going through this. It took me several hours to shake that whole this is just Breath of the Wild Part 2. It took me hours and hours of that. This game is its own game in its entirety.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's a really cool like how they, kind of like started to like, it's like, yeah, you would recognize a lot of the stuff you play through Breath of the Wild, but then like the more you explore, it's like, this is definitely not Breath of the Wild.
No,
yeah.
It's like,
so
even I
dark.
sometimes get lost because like, how like in Tears of the Kingdom, you're in the middle of central Hyrule. In Breath of the Wild, I didn't really explore that much because it's just like, oh god, there's guardians everywhere. But in this game, you go around there like nothing, and then it's just kind of relaxing. It's peaceful. There's all these really nice like little towns and shrines you could just go do, and it's just chill.
The game, I think what really sets this apart, and I'm really, really enamored by it, is it's incredibly dark.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
They put some humor behind it, but basically, spoiler alert again, Goron City is literally run
Breaking
down.
Bad.
It's run down because of a fucking drug epidemic, basically.
Pretty much.
And like I'm looking, like these fuckers are on drugs. Like they're all fucking junkies.
They're juiced up.
Yeah, I'm like, they're all fucking junkies. And like, it's blowing my mind how they were able to make this semi-humorous, but it's a real serious problem. And I don't know what's going on with Princess Zelda, but they're doing some of the creepiest stuff with all the Princess Zelda segments when you go to these the dungeons.
That's why you gotta keep playing.
I'm like, this is very, very dark, and it's very deep, and it's incredibly immersive. Like, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Everything I said about this, like, what, two months ago, like, my mind's completely flipped 180.
Whatever
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
completely flipped 180. This is literally one of the best Zelda games ever made.
Mm-hmm.
It is better than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a fantastic fucking game.
Tears of the Kingdom, I really do want to play the other like Zelda games for sure. I just need Nintendo to bring them back, I need Nintendo to bring them back.
They do have like a whole bunch for like their online service if you do want to.
They've got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I think, on the online, right?
If you have the Nintendo Online, you can play the three most important ones.
Mm-hmm.
You can play A Link to the Past. You can play Ocarina of Time, and then you can play Zelda 1 if you want.
They have the Oracle games. They have Link's Awakening, the HD remaster.
Yeah. And I have Skyward Sword.
Yep.
Yeah, let's not talk about Skyward Sword.
No, we don't talk about it again.
Well, but then whenever I watch you playing the randomizer of Skyward Sword, you're always enjoying yourself with the motion controls.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you will get the three most important Zelda games in literally the franchise if you have the Nintendo Online.
Yeah, which I do.
The ones that do come close to, well, I mean, this is arguable. The three that do come close to Tears of the Kingdom it would be A Link to the Past, because that is literally the best 2D Zelda made. And then you have Ocarina of Time. I would argue that Majora's Mask, I think, might be the better game.
Yeah,
but
it always depends on the person. Like, depends when it comes to like what the favorite Zelda game is. Like, it depends on like what their first one was that really impacted them.
Yeah,
right. In terms of what you want, like if you want that dark, brooding, like mysterious Zelda, Majora's Mask hits it better, I think.
Yeah. But
as an overall encompassing game, Ocarina is a better game.
So where does Twilight Princess fit in all this then?
It's kind of like tough to compare Twilight Princess to Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Like it did refine a lot of like the battle mechanics and it does have like a more fleshed out story and characters. But it's also kind of really, like I said, it's difficult to compare it because it feels like Twilight Princess is trying to, like, walk in the footsteps of Ocarina of Time's success. Yes. Whereas Majora's Mask is like, it's like, hey, this is supposed to be sequel to Ocarina of Time. We're not following in anybody's footsteps. We're just doing something entirely different and trying to make our own story, a story that's never been told in all of Zelda before. And what they did is just absolutely just incredible.
Yeah. And then like they need to bring Twilight Princess and Wind Waker basically to like the modern day Nintendo consoles, and then we're good.
Yeah,
Twilight Princess tries really hard to be a modernized version of Ocarina. I would agree with Zenith on that statement. It tries to be this modernized dark version of
mixed in with wolf transformation and stuff.
Right, and so it tries to be this dark like
they don't want to
sequel
release the same game all over again.
It does not compare. It does not compare to the epicness though of what Wind Waker does. Wind Waker literally does that thing that Breath of the Wild did and kind of flipped Zelda on its head and just recreated the look and made it its own thing in its own right.
Although I've mentioned this many times before, I would actually love it if they took like the entire like plot and the entire premise of Ocarina of Time and just completely redid it, but for a newer Zelda game where you have to travel, back and forth through time, but in a more modern sense. They don't have to do a complete remaster of the game, just completely just remake it. I don't care. I think it'd be really fucking cool.
It's gonna happen.
Like visiting the worlds of Zelda, and then like whatever time zone you go into, you revert to that version of like Link.
Yeah, you start off as a young Link. Yeah, you do a few things. You become an adult, and then it's a more like dark, future. And then if you want to go back to peaceful times, you can just go back in the past and so forth. And
Dark Link,
leave Skyward Sword out of it.
Yeah. Well, Skyward Sword was the one where they actually showed the love story between Link and Zelda, didn't they?
No, it's Skyward Sword, but Skyward Sword is the prequel to everything. Like Skyward Sword in the lore is literally the first game.
Yeah. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, it's literally the creation of the Triforce and the Master Sword and all of that jazz. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is it. It is it. It's up for game of the. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3.
It's gonna be in the game of the year category for sure. Yeah, it's my game of the year at the moment. So,
I would say if there was no Breath of the Wild, and I stand by this statement, if there was no Breath of the Wild, then Tears of the Kingdom should beat out Baldur's Gate. But I think Baldur's Gate.
I actually think so too.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate. I think should be the rightful one because everyone's talking about this and it's getting insanely good reviews. If Breath of the Wild didn't exist, then it would be Tears of the Kingdom all the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, I've been doing a platinum run for Miles Morales.
How's it going?
Not too bad. It's a lot of the same stuff, collect all the what do they call them? Collect all the time capsules, collect all the
Are you putting lots of miles into that game?
Yeah, putting lots of miles into it. Putting a lot of miles.
Well, I mean, he's not on the metric system, so he won't be doing kilometers, will he?
Yeah. Damn metrics. It's a great game, and I played it when it came out. I actually got a launch PS5 and then bought Miles with it and played through the story, and it's just
I got the PS5 as well.
Interesting enough, when I look at this game again, I think Miles might be the better game than the first Spider-Man.
I think the soundtrack is definitely better than the first game, in my personal opinion. I think the soundtrack's really cool. I think Miles definitely has a cooler mood power set compared to Peter as well, because he has the Venom Blast and everything like that and stuff, which makes him stronger in a way. Honestly, I think if Miles Morales was the more flushed out game and had a bit like a bigger segments and everything like that, I think it probably would be like the better game. Honestly.
Well, here's what's interesting. I think it might be the better game because it's tighter. It's more. It's confined to the one area. You're confined to Brooklyn. It's a tighter game. The segments are better paced, and there's not as much map vomit as there is in the first Spider-Man.
That's so map vomit in the first one.
Yeah. So I think it might be. It's just. I think it's a tighter, well done game. It's shorter, but it just everything's like fits into this nice package. It's just a really well done game. I think 2 is going to fix all the problems. I'm hoping but I do think 2 is going to fix all the problems of the first one.
I think so too, yeah. And it looks like it, honestly, from what I've been seeing on from it. So yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I should have that finished by the 20th. I should have that platinum by the 20th, and then we'll get into Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Okay, right then and there, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a break. This is Good Friends, Good Games. Fucking have that sticky tongue again. Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll be back shortly.
Good bangs.
What?
Good friends, good bangs.
Good friends, good banging time.
Good
Is
nuts.
that what you're trying to say?
Good nutting
good
time.
Good friends, good nuts.
Good friends, good nut. Good friends, good nut.
We'll be back. All right, we're back. Morgan's been trying to buy Zenith this pillow, and it's not going very well.
You know, I just want some fucking pillows.
Is your shit just flat? Is that what's up? Like it's just literally like cardboard flat, your pillow?
It's the what I call the Flintstones pillow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine used to be like that. And then I bought new pillows. The end.
Yeah, so I'm kind of having to like sleep in like a weird way where I kind of like gently rest part of my neck on my bigger softer pillow, but it's too fluffy or too bouncy for me to like properly sleep on, because otherwise if I try and sleep face down, I'm suffocating myself. But if I'm sleeping too face up, then it's kind of just like my neck kind of hurts because you're just like kind of elevated a little too much.
I'm gonna say, because if you sleep the wrong way, your neck's gonna just decide to say, "Nope,
Okay.
not today."
All right, before we get into the news here's a question for everyone. Okay, well, 2 questions. One, how many pillows are you guys sleeping with? Like, what is your pillow? What is your? You're a 4 pillow person. Okay,
4.
okay. Zenith. Now, in ideal situations, how many pillows do you prefer?
Just 1.
Uh-huh.
But if I can be picky, 2, so that way I could just have this little cushion where I can just put it right in between my legs, because for some reason that's comfortable when I'm sleeping on my side.
Okay.
That's not uncommon, that is it? Like,
no, because it like
really
straightens out like
that.
it can straighten out like your back and your hip a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it keeps it like level. Okay. I'm a 4 pillow person. Okay, so now here's the next follow-up to this. How do you like your pillows? Do you like more dense, thick, thick ones, or do you like them like feather soft?
I am not bothered as long as I can sleep on it.
Well, that's the point of the question. Like,
exactly. I'm not too fussed as long as it's like I can sleep, then I'm good.
Okay. All right, Zenith, how do you like your pillows?
I prefer 'em a little bit dense, because like if they're too
Good man.
If they're too light, then I'll actually have because like then if I just like turn my head around, then all of a sudden just like, oh shit, I can't breathe because there's all of a sudden material in my mouth. So yeah, I prefer like a more dense pillow, but right now my pillow is like way too dense and it's just not cutting it.
Yeah, I like a dense, like hard pillow, give or take, because I like to feel like supported. I feel like if the pillow's too soft and I put my head on it, I like, sink into it, and I don't like it. I'm the same way with mattresses. I like a denser mattress.
But it's also kind of weird because like if you go to like a hotel and they have like the really soft like plushy pillows, there's well, maybe not the ones that they prop up at the front, but the ones that they put at the back. I use those, and like I sleep like a baby. Like anytime I stay at a hotel, like I am fucking out like a light.
The hotel that I stayed at for like London, they had some pretty soft pillows. I will say that. But then the quill, you know that whole thing of hotels where they like tuck the quilt underneath the mattress. Like they took the quilt underneath the mattress so that it's like stuck in there. I could not pull that quilt out for the life of me when I was in bed. I was like fighting it for like a solid 30 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really in there.
So, yeah, I don't know. I sleep weird. I'm a weird sleeper. Like I'll sleep with my neck like straight upright. Sometimes I wake up in neck pain. I'm weird.
The only thing that I've been told about me when I sleep is that I'm very quiet. Like, to the point where, like, people have thought that I'm dead, basically. Like, that's what I've been told.
Yep. I'm someone that can fall asleep so easily. Well, usually when I'm not having like the stiff pillow syndrome, but I'm also like, I guess maybe my sleeping problems is because I'm trying to say this because thin walls is I get well, there's just like a lot of creaking sounds in the house, and
The ghosts.
I also get, and at about like roughly about like 8-9 a.m. I get woken up to TV blaring at like max volume. So that's kind of like the ordeal that I'm dealing with.
Noise canceling earbuds.
Yeah, I actually do have some noise canceling earbuds, but I packed them somewhere, and I actually haven't even finished packing. There's like 2 or 3 boxes that I just haven't gone through. It's just, I have everything I need. It's just I don't really see the point.
Yeah. If you find them, give that a shot, because that's what I do. I sleep with like noise canceling earbuds and silence, because in an apartment you have the roof above you, people living above you, behind you're sharing walls with people, but yeah, earbuds, silence. On a very rare occasion, I'm told I lightly snore and also randomly fart throughout the night.
That's pretty topical of you, Morgan.
Damn.
Not even surprised.
I was trying to be discreet about who it was, but now it's just openly admitted that Morgan farts in her sleep.
It's Ninja Twitter Gaia.
Ninja Twitter Gaia.
She has an X in her name.
Oh, yeah, because she got the X up in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Ninja Elon Gaia.
Yeah.
All right, where's the doc? Okay. What do we got here? All right. This Epic Games news is kind of tragic.
Bummer. Yeah.
All right. Real quick here. If you do not know, Epic Games are the developer and the publisher of Fortnite?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are the house of Fortnite, basically. We all know what Fortnite is for the most part. Yep. This came off of IGN. So let's see here. Where's the numbers? Okay, here we go. Epic's laid off 830 employees. We've been spending way more money than we earn.
Including like a big portion from the team that made Fall Guys.
They've been spending more money they earn, and should we take a deep dive into like how much the executives on
how much does Tim
their board governors make
per year?
I bet you anything the CEO makes like hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
How much is
aside from obvious, yes, he probably makes a very you know what? Fuck it. What's the number?
All right, Dylan.
Tim Sweeney is worth $4.1 billion.
Okay. He's worth a lot of money, but that does not all necessarily means it comes from his salary as CEO.
It's mainly his assets. That's what it really covers into at this point. His assets are worth $4.1 billion.
Let's see what Tim Sweeney's salary is.
He probably makes
that's what's really important here. Because they do have to report this.
Yeah.
Let's see, Tim Sweeney Epic Games salary. Okay.
Yeah, because like the part that like angers me is whenever we deal with like a big massive layoff within the industry, and when they say, oh, we've been spending more money than we've been making, and then we take a look at all like the bonuses that like the CEO and the board of the executives on the board of governors bring home, then it's kind of like, well, no wonder why you don't have any money, because you're always just like piling it on people at the top and not really looking out for people at the bottom.
Company. Yeah, because when I saw that news, I was just like, right, well, you could just come and cough into your own pocket and just like, you know, pay for the salary out of your own money.
Yeah, because
it wouldn't cost you much.
Epic Games, like, I get it that they have to pay for like all these money to own the rights to use like Spider-Man, Attack on Titan, Marvel, but they should bring in enough money to, you know, break even at the very least.
Yeah, so I can't find an accurate number, but it looks to be between $1 and $1.2 million in 2022. That's what he made as a CEO.
Honestly, I was expecting worse. A lot higher.
Because it's not like like Disney, you know.
It's
Eisner
not just
made
from Fortnite as well. Epic own Unreal, the engine.
They own the engine, so they get licensing
like,
fees from
licensing.
That. Yeah, they get licensing fees from Unreal. They own the Fortnite rights and the, you know, marketing and all those rights and the stuff like that for Fortnite. They run the Epic Game Store. And then they also own a bunch of other properties. They had, like, recently, not too long ago, maybe a year or two ago, they bought the company that bought the company that made Rock Band.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. And then also Epic had that lawsuit problem with Apple that cost them a fortune. So it's interesting. Fortnite made tons of money. Tons and tons and tons of money, right? Millions and millions of dollars. Probably maybe billion. What happens though is that peak does not last forever. So what you have to do is you have to spend and spend and spend to try and maintain that stability of that property. Like Dill just said, they invested in, you know, all these celebrities, all these licensing for Marvel, Star Wars, WWE, all this licensing to obtain these characters to throw them in the game. These, you know,
on top of the lawsuit that they had.
On top of the lawsuit. And then just on top of that, you know, you have the creator program, like you fund a creator or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
The cut for their, you know, revenue or whatever, that comes out of the company's money, like to pay Ninja for his code, you know, how much he generates with that code.
Another thing the article says as well is that they've been fined 520 mil for unwanted in-game purchases between January 2017 and September 2022.
Yeah, so they're just like they're just fucking riddled with problems. And it's one of those things where, like, the Epic Game Store thing is not working out. They came into this market trying to take on Steam.
Oof.
And they offered a better revenue cut. Like, I think they were offering devs, like, what was it? It was like 70-30 or something, right?
So they were only charging the devs 12%, basically.
12%, right. And then Steam's what, 30?
30.
Yeah. So they were trying to offer a better revenue cut.
And let's also not forget that there was a lot of times a lot of games are free on the Epic Game Store, and I imagine that comes right out of Epic Games' pocket to be paid to the developer, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like they're throwing all these things into this pot to try to keep everything successful and afloat, and it's just costing them. It's costing them insane amounts of money. I mean, as sad as, and I hate this stuff when it happens, because I hate when people lose their jobs over irresponsible decisions that management makes.
Yeah.
And the thing about these decisions and how they come into play and how they're made is they're just like, oh, well, screw it. You know, we'll have to cut workforce. We'll have to cut this and cut that to maintain profitability. And that's what happens because Epic, I'm guessing Epic's publicly traded. If they're reporting numbers and stuff like that, it's got to be publicly traded. So there's shareholders involved. And the position that the company has to take is they have to maintain profitability for their.
No, it's not publicly traded. No, owned by creditors and investors.
Okay, so it's not publicly traded, but they have investors that are seeking a profit.
Yeah,
probably venture capitalists or something out there, VCs. So they have this obligation to maintain profitability, to bring profitability to their investors. I'm over this crap because we just had it with fucking we just got over like one of the biggest like tech cuts in history earlier in the year with Microsoft and Google and Facebook and everyone, just like tons of people lost their jobs. This also Twitch
just had like a major layoff like not even like a week or two ago.
Yeah. What was the one that just happened?
TwitchCon.
Twitch, it just happened. Yeah, Twitch just did it like earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Twitch cut more of its workforce. So it's, I don't even know how to word this. It's sad because a lot of these companies are coming into this and thinking, oh, gaming's this hot thing. Let's get in. Let's dive all this money into it now. And let's turn it into something. Let's go all in on this. And then they find out it's not as lucrative as it fucking used to be.
No.
And it just upsets me. Like 850 good people are out there with no jobs now.
Yep.
And the guy's probably still going to go buy another fucking yacht or something. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know the financial situation of Tim Sweeney. I don't care. All I know is he's fucking making substantially more money than I am.
Yeah. All these like snake oil salesmen out here.
Yeah. So like they had one lightning bolt of a product and they rode that fucking lightning bolt of a product to the very end, and then they bit them in the ass when they had no more money. This is what happened with Telltale. Telltale had the lightning in the bottle with The Walking Dead, and then they fucking threw everything in the format of The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Choose your own adventure shit. It's sold once, let's do it again and do it again and do it. And then the quality progressively decreased between all that stuff. It's sad. It's really fucking sad. And according to this article here that Dill says, it literally says they knew it was a problem 10 weeks beforehand. But obviously 10 weeks is too fucking late already. This is stuff you have to see years down the pipe going like, oh shit, we're running into dead waters here. The legal battle with Apple, remove Fortnite from digital storefronts. Epic was fined $520 million for unwanted in-game purchases. The company announced Epic first run a program for third-party developers to keep 100% of the profits from its newly released exchange to make its new titles timed exclusives on Epic Games.
Yep. The other thing that I will critique Epic Games on is trying to create a new like PC gaming basically war between like themselves and like all the other game launchers, mainly Steam, really.
Right.
And Steam didn't really bite at all. Steam just like let them do their thing, and Steam continued like to do what it always does, basically. And it's like it's from the looks of it, Steam has been better off because of it.
Well, Steam is just and the thing I have to like, I don't think Steam is perfect.
No, it's not. Of course.
Steam is just the best option out there. And because I am a true believer that I should be able to buy the game from any place and play it on Steam or Epic or wherever I choose. I should be paying, I should pay the flat fee to the developer. And then, it's on whatever storefront I use. That's the way I see it, and it should be. But we don't live in that system. We have a system of DRMs, and like Steam is king. Okay, everything's in Steam. Epic comes in and tries to do it. Even EA can't shake Steam.
No.
You know,
EA's back on Steam now.
Yeah.
Well, that's because like Steam runs like they operate their business based off of just how to like they take a very realistic approach where people might say, oh, 30 Steam getting a 30% cut kind of sucks, but you're using a widely available platform that almost anyone that's a gamer uses.
Yeah.
And they have a great way of being able to like help get your game out there. It's as someone that's actually had to get games published on Steam before, like the tools to actually do so using the Steam Workshop is relatively simple.
Right.
And I just don't I have not heard those same things from Epic Games. I've not heard the same things from Uplay. Uplay is literally garbage, by the way. Holy fuck, that thing is a nightmare.
It's Ubisoft's own little thing because they didn't want to pay for Steam, or they don't want to pay, Steam for the direct DRM. And
pretty fucks.
It's one of those things where it's like you pay the 30%. Yes, that's a fucking steep charge, right? But you are paying for the reach in the PC market. You're paying for the reach. They do the most research on their customer base. They do Steam hardware, surveys and all that stuff. So Steam knows what the majority of what their user base is using. And they go right back to developers and say, hey, the majority of our users are on 1080 Ti's or 3060s.
Yeah.
You should develop around that you should meet those benchmarks.
Yeah. Well, that also bothers me because think about like how many royalties like game dev companies and publishers have to shell out to say when you have your game sold at like a Best Buy or a GameStop.
Yeah.
So
it's just this is a company that made drastic mistakes because they thought they would have lightning in a bottle forever. They thought when Fortnite took off, they thought they were going to be kings of it all. We have the leverage to do this, that, this. Are you okay?
All the sugar was at the bottom of my coffee drink.
Oh. So he just got but he literally like
I'm awake now.
Yeah, he literally has got the nuke shot basically.
Nice. Now you're pepped up. But this is a company that thinks they were kings of it all. They had a success with Fortnite and they felt they were unstoppable, so they dived into all these different ventures that they shouldn't have fucking dived into.
Yeah.
Took
a lot of risks and then a lot of them didn't pay off.
Right. They stopped doing all the concert stuff. You notice that we haven't fucking had another concert in Fortnite in a while.
Yeah. That's literally now no longer a thing.
Yeah, and then I don't even know what the last one was. It like the Undertaker or something in fucking Fortnite? Whoever the last
whatever rapper was in, I don't know.
Wasn't fucking Nicolas Cage in Fortnite or some shit like that? I don't know.
That was
he's in the Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, okay. So there you go.
It wouldn't surprise me that he's coming to Fortnite.
Yeah.
So these things just don't pay off. They didn't pay off, And as interesting enough, Fortnite's been a thing for like maybe 6 years now? 5-6 years,
yeah.
Right?
6 years.
So it's run to that point now where the people that are in that 5 to 6 year range, high school kids, junior high school kids or whatever, they are now out of that zone and now they're going to college or they're getting jobs and they're moving on with lives.
Yeah.
And that money pit's gone. They're not begging their mom for V-Bucks and shit like that to go buy more crap.
Yeah, those 6-year-olds that are really good at Fortnite are now 12-year-olds that are still really good at Fortnite, but at least their parents be like, no, we lost your house because of you, you fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, there's just other games have come along. You have Apex, you have Dead by Daylight, you have all these multiplayer games that all...
Fortnite basically spawned a lot of Battle Royale games from it.
Right. And it was a trend. It's a trend. It was a trend that we could put.
It wasn't the first Battle Royale, don't get me wrong, but it was definitely the one that popularized the Battle Royale genre.
Right.
Yeah.
And
because I remember when PUBG was popular and then people were saying, oh yeah, Fortnite's supposed to get like a Battle Royale and a bunch of us just scoffed and be like, oh, that's cute, that's hilarious, or you're trying, and then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like it was the thing for years, you know.
Yeah.
Where's Ninja gonna go now? So,
yeah, no.
Another thing that's closing. Let's go ahead and let's bid farewell before we close out today. Let's go ahead and let's bid farewell to the Wii U and 3DS online shops. Pour one out. Pour one out for a good old eShop for Nintendo 3DS. So,
yep.
It was inevitable.
Verge, yeah,
we knew it was coming. Like ever since they discontinued the 3DS and then like the eShop went down, it was gonna happen.
Yeah, like I know that like someone was saying that what was it, like Sonic and the versus Mario at the Olympic Games for whatever is on like the 3DS or the Wii U. That apparently they're still doing like events and there's like and it's gonna like nuke the leaderboard. Like I know this stuff is going on, but like, and I get like, you know, like people are like upset about it, but like it's still like just a small amount of people that are actually using it, and they're not bringing the company any money. So like, I get it that like, yeah, Nintendo probably has the money to just keep those services running, but at the same time, it's like find a new game to play. I mean, they reserve the right to take down their servers. I mean, like, it's not like it's like fucking Maple Story still has their like they have their own servers running, I guess, but like I don't know, just get with the times. It's
all right. So next spring, Nintendo will shut down the online. This is The Verge, by the way. The Verge is reporting next spring, Nintendo will shut down the online services behind nearly all of its 3DS and Wii U software, affecting multiplayer and other connected features. Online cooperative play, internet rankings, and data distribution. Follows a return of online features for Wii U versions of Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon, which had disappeared between March and August. Why did they bring that back?
Don't know.
While Nintendo dealt with a vulnerability related to online play. Here's the services that will continue. One service that will continue operating for now is Pokemon Bank.
Hey, favorite.
The cloud storage service that launched in 2013 with Pokemon X and Y. You might want to transfer that up to the Pokemon home setup, according to this.
Yeah, I probably should do that.
What this does say, though, and this is an important piece of info here, the FAQ from Nintendo says that players will be able to download patches and re-download games purchased from the eShop for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can't buy anything. We can't do online play. We can't do any of that. All we can do is go get games we own and patch the games that we already own.
Pretty much.
Spot Pass features are also going away, but Nintendo says Street Pass links between the 3DS family will continue. Wow, takes me back. This will start in April 2024, just over 10 years after the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection service went offline. Ending online services for the Wii and DS titles in 2014. So, at this point, to answer the question here, wasn't it closed already? Demi, they closed off services to purchase, so you could not purchase anything new off the Wii Shop.
That was literally last year, basically.
Yeah, last year. But online play and access to the games you already own and stuff like that was still available. You just could not purchase new software from the shop.
Yeah. But now they're just like turning off like the online services.
Yeah, so they're slowly just decommissioning every service out of this thing. Pretty soon you won't be able to get that shit, but I'd imagine they'd have to keep that up for legal purposes because people paid. Like people have purchased a product and they're expected to be able to get it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
They're just gonna simplify their service where like they can have like the minimal amount of servers available to be able to run that server. So in order for it to run legally, whatever they can take down outside like the legal scope of it, they will, in order to try and save money on server costs, so they can allocate everything to probably like the Switch. The online services in the store, like say we get a brand new Nintendo console next year, they're probably going to keep the Switch services running for another 5-6 years after its release.
Right. You know, if it uses the same backbone, like if it uses all the same backbone services that the current Switch does, then they have no need to
Yeah,
because that's ideally what you do. Like,
yeah,
they
if it's
all
a backwards
run.
compatible console, they might actually keep it running for even longer.
Right, because that's what Nintendo, like that's what Sony and Xbox and stuff do now. They keep a X amount of backwards compatibility, and those online services retain it. I think they're barely shutting down the PS3 ones.
Yeah, like it's harder to keep those services running for the Wii U and the 3DS because like those games cannot be run on the Switch. Whereas if we get like a console that can actually run like the Switch cartridges, then they probably would have to keep it along later. But at that point, like if it sells really well, then they're probably just going to eat the cost. Like I think the Switch stuff will stay around for a while, but right now the 3DS, the Wii U, they've made their money from it, and they're just going to sail it into the sunset.
Yeah, and
with the Wii U, make money.
Yeah,
no, the Wii U didn't make any money. That thing was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Shit, they didn't even steal it out of my storage unit. That's how fucking bad it was.
I literally I was looking in the chat, and someone actually said as a joke said that Resident Evil 5 it's probably outsold
the Wii U
units. I am not joking. When I looked it up, the Wii U sold like 13.56 million units. Resident Evil 5 so far to this date has sold 13.5 million units.
And that game's ass.
It's close. Yeah, and that's close.
Oh,
so it's close.
So at this point, come April, are they saying that I can Nintendo my 3DS and not have to worry about it anymore?
I think there's actually some advice saying that before this all goes down, you should probably see if you can try and do it before it shuts it completely.
Oh, like actually root it and
but actually, if you not saying that you should, you don't want to listen to no.
Yeah, we don't condone this.
You don't condone this, but if you want to, it's recommended that you do it before they shut the online system off. Basically.
Yeah, I definitely don't recommend doing that stuff.
Don't recommend it at all. I don't recommend
says the person that's played A Link Between Worlds Randomizer, and it's a 3DS game.
Yeah, don't put all your games into all the 3DS games into it. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do not go to the aquarium.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Do not go to the aquarium and see the dolphins.
Do not put your hand in electric eels.
There's nothing exciting about the dolphins.
Yeah, don't do it.
There is no problems in Bar Sing Say. What, sorry?
Don't fuck the blowhole of the
Oh, fucking. I knew you were going to go there.
You went too far then. Jesus.
God damn it. But yeah, so it's sad. That's the end of the 3DS. Like, it's coming to a close.
It's an end of an era. Yeah. My childhood. Fuck me.
My adulthood.
Well, I should say my teenagehood because it was basically like teenage stuff for 3DS era.
Just a couple questions I can field here. Let's see. I hope you can take the online subscription to the new console for Nintendo. It would be a huge, drastic mistake if Nintendo just
if it didn't
do that. That would be a huge, drastic
You'd probably be
mistake.
able to log into your Nintendo account from the new console, and it will just link up.
That's how it should work.
Do that
because they have services in play for when you're if you were someone that had an account for the Nintendo Wii and then you bought it at Wii U, like they did a whole thing where they would just bring everything over. And I think it included like any like online subscriptions or memberships.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty then obviously like if you had like a Nintendo account during the Wii U days or the 3DS days, it would also could have been used for your Switch. So
yeah,
I don't think that they would want to force anything new onto us because the last thing they need is having any kind of public backlash for a brand new console. By completely saying, "Hey, we thank you for paying for into this, but now we want you to pay for something entirely different." That would suck for them.
Yeah, that would just be drastic. That would be the stupidest of stupid mistakes, especially when you have a winning thing like the Nintendo Switch. That would just be stupid.
Yeah. So I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I would like to think they learned their Wii U lessons. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They, realize like, okay, yeah, we should probably pay more attention to that and be actually like on the par with things. But don't go to the aquarium. Don't do any of that yet, but if you feel the need to go there, pack your lunch first and do your due diligence. Rest in peace 3DS eShop. Rest in peace Wii U eShop. No one really cared about the Wii U. I loved it, but no one cared.
I mean, I liked a couple of the games, but it was a waste of time.
Realistically,
it was
most
a
of that
wasted
stuff is
era.
on. Most of that stuff is on the Switch now, anyway, with the exception of the fucking Zeldas. For some fucking reason.
Apparently, you could play one of my favorite mystery dungeon games from Pokemon on the Wii U, but I've already owned that, so
yeah. You don't need a Wii U. You realistically don't. There are other ways to play nice HD version of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. So there you go.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and we are going to close out and call it for this episode. Let me go ahead and check the calendar here. Remember, we are off. We are skipping a week that we normally do. Let me get to the calendar here for you guys. All right. That is the end of this episode. Next episode is going to be October 28th and the 4th of November. So we will be back on the 28th. I will be out for work, so we'll be back on the 28th. And that will be that. As always, ! Social media. That will give you all the good links. We got a Blue Sky account now, thanks to Zenith. We're gonna get a Blue Sky up.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Pal is.
Why didn't you do it yet?
Do it.
I gave it to you like 2 days ago.
I was working. God damn it! I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it.
Join us.
We got some stuff coming down. Yes, the clips are really, really slow, but Pal is going to be doing some clip editing training. So Pal is actually learning how to edit some clips. So we're going to get that going. And then we're going to get them up a lot quicker once I have some help. I'm one man that works 1,000,000 hours. We're getting there. And then we're all working together more towards getting, content out quicker to you guys. So we don't have any official words yet, but we are planning something around the Baldur's Gate 3. We're planning things. We're looking at about November, so keep your ears open and your eyes, and we'll have more info on that. As always, again, we will be back. What date did I say?
28th.
28th, October 28th. We'll see you guys soon. This is Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll be back again.
Bye-bye.